Dude, I said this in my second video. If anybody has been following me, I have called everything from the start, okay? Go back to my second video. What did I say? To be a fighter, not to be a fighter, but to be in a fight and win and put on a good display, you need basic things first, okay? Number one, you gotta have cardio. You have to have cardio. Did you see Jay? What did he throw? 6 punches? It looked like he ran a freaking triathlon. If you are unathletic, meaning you have no cardio, no mobility, no hand-eye coordination, no flexibility, you can't fight. You cannot fight. The only way that Jay Masters could end something that was considered a fight is if he tackled somebody and he laid on him. That's it. He wouldn't be able to hurt the person because it takes cardio to wrestle and throw punches. If you guys have not been following my videos, go back to the second video I made about putting up or shutting up. I said you have to have basic human functions to fight, and that was shown in this video. All this stuff on the podcast about Jay's 315 pounds and, you know, he can lift this much, he can lift that much. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. I have to point this out again, okay? A lot of bodybuilders, I'm not saying all of them, because you have people like Phil Heath, Ronnie Coleman. These people actually were athletic at some point. But a lot of bodybuilders and power lifters, they are unathletic people. They never made it in any of the sports in high school. So they turned to bodybuilding and powerlifting so they could have something that makes them feel special, right? They weren't good at anything else because they're not athletic. They have crappy genetics. They didn't have the hand-eye coordination. They just didn't have what it took to be an athlete. A lot of these guys turned to powerlifting and bodybuilding, and they developed these massive bodies. Not saying Jay's massive by any means. The dude looks like a freaking bus driver. He looks like all the bus drivers that I've ever had. But I'm actually talking about people that actually look big and scary. Those type of guys are the people that you should be least afraid of. Because I can tell you 9 times out of 10, most bodybuilders and powerlifters never were involved in anything athletic. They've never developed mobility. They've never developed endurance, cardio, hand-eye coordination. This is what makes you a fighter, okay? And I'm not even saying you have to be a trained fighter to put on a good fight. But in this fight, like, dude, Jay Masters was walking forward like a robot and throwing these punches like this. This fight could have been ended in 5 seconds with Jay on the ground. This is all Adam had to do, right? Jay's throwing his, what he calls power punches. To me, they're pathetic, absolutely pathetic. You don't punch like this, right? Forward, that's how you punch. And if you're going to throw a haymaker, you have to put your hips into it. Not this. Right? You either jab forward or you throw your hips into it. That's how you knock somebody out, right? Jay was doing this crap as he walked forward one at a time. 1 foot at a time, right? All Adam had to do, he was getting backed up because Jay's a lot stronger than him. All Adam had to do was stay low, give him a little push in the rib cage to where he's kind of thrown off balance like that, and just come up and clock him right in the freaking chin. It would have been over in seconds. Dude, I'm just wound up and frustrated because Adam could have killed this guy if he trained properly. I understand that he was training, but the main thing that Adam should have done is practiced his counter punches, right? That's all I would have done. Cardio, kind of. You can do some cardio, but I mean, Jay Masters has no cardio. That's why you saw him before the fight. I want to be really strict on these 1 minute rounds. I want to be really strict on these 1 minute rounds. Because you know why? 20 seconds in, it looked like he ran a freaking triathlon. with what, 6 punches, 7 punches? Jay Masters is a bitch. In order for him to show up to any of his fights, the one fight he shows up to is an IT guy with no athletic experience, with no strength experience, with no cardio, with no anything. Do you guys understand what would have happened if he went toe-to-toe with somebody like PJ Braun? Or any of the other guys that he called out, Dale Chance. You guys make fun of Dale Chance, but Dale Chance was an athlete. It wouldn't take Dale Chance very long to learn how to fight because he used to be an athlete. Jay Masters was never an athlete. I heard he played soccer or some crap when he was a kid, but that doesn't matter. He's a 350-pound bus driver. He's got the bus driver physique. If I saw him walking around on the streets, I would think that he was a bus driver. I don't give a shit how much he lifts. I don't give a shit how much he weighs. I don't give a shit about any of that. When you have no athleticism, you have no chance in a fight. And what you saw in this fight were 2 guys that have absolutely no athleticism at all. And I'm not trying to criticize Adam. Me and Adam are cool. I love Adam. I'm just being realistic. These were 2 guys that have no athleticism. I really want to freaking punch my phone off this tripod right now because Adam had it. I don't care if somebody's crying about their pec in a fight. It's a fight, dude. Think about all the shit he said to your family, to your kids. I would have locked up and knocked him into the next freaking week, and he would have woken up and hopefully came to his senses. Jay Masters did not get what he deserved in that fight. And I am disappointed in Adam because Adam should have cleaned his clock. You know, Lenny was feeling bad about Jay's pec. Dude, look at the shit that he's talked about everybody on the internet, making fun of handicapped children, going after children. Nobody tough does that. It's cowards that go after helpless kids, and Jay Masters is a coward. And I would love nothing more than to get in front of him and knock the daylights out of him. And until somebody does, he ain't gonna learn a damn thing. Because you know what happened? Nothing happened. He tore his pec. He didn't take any punches. In order for Jay to really learn, he needs the living daylights knocked out of him. I know dudes that are 130, 140 pounds that could throw harder blows than Jay. And you might be thinking, well, you know, Jay could tackle him and do this. He can't tackle anybody. He's slow. You know what would happen if he tried to tackle an athlete? He would come at him in super slow motion. They would take a step back and push him to the ground. And if it's a real fight, they'll start kicking his face in. Anybody can beat his ass. Anybody. I can stroll to the freaking ghetto right now, grab a 260-pound black chick that grew up fighting, and she would demolish him. She would clean his clock. Because Jay's a spoiled little entitled brat that never had to fight. He got everything handed to him by mommy. And he never developed any form of toughness. There's nothing tough about that man. We're talking about an IT guy, Adam, with no experience in fighting or athleticism, who had more aggression and confidence against Jay than probably anybody. Because, you know why? Adam is actually intelligent. He knows Jay Masters. He knows he's a coward. And if you guys believe for 1 second that Jay Masters did not go over there and ask Adam if he didn't want to fight, you got it all wrong. Jay Masters did not want to fight. Jay thought just because he showed up to the fight that it would be his out. He wouldn't have to fight. That's what Jay was thinking. But guess what? Adam's smart, and that's the thing, is Adam is actually intelligent. He knows Jay. He knows that Jay is a baby deep down inside, just like I do. I can spot babies from a million miles away. This man has no fight in him. Just to throw that little hissy fit that he did when Lou was wrapping up Adam, he has to be juiced to the gills to be like that. He is not naturally aggressive. He's not naturally tough. He lives on blast cycles. I could only imagine all the shit he pumped into his body for this fight just to get him amped up. I give Jay about 5 years left to live, and I don't promise death upon anybody. I'm just talking realistic facts. If he keeps drinking and he keeps doing this crap that he's doing, he's going to be one of those truckers that are getting pulled out of the truck at the truck stop from having a heart attack. Happens all the time. He's going to be one of those guys. I give him 5 years max. I think it's going to be less. But realistically, with the way that he's living his life, if he does not go to, as Lenny would call, a cookie cutter therapist, but seriously, if Jay does not address his insecurities and he does not address all the things that he is harping on in his mind and get on TRT, stay on TRT, and quit this crap with drinking and living on blast cycles just to give yourself a little form of self-esteem, none of it matters now, bro. None of it matters. That was the most pathetic display of a fight that I have ever seen. Again, 260-pound black chick that I could get from the hood would clean your effing clock. Jay Masters is lucky that he fought somebody like Adam, because if he fought somebody that was really aggressive, I'm not trying to act like a tough guy, but I'm telling you what I would have done. The second that he grabbed his pec and started crying for mommy, I would have came across his fucking chin, the side of his head, and when he woke up, maybe it would have knocked some sense into him and said, hey, I need to cut out this crap, because that's what Jay Masters needs, and that's what he should have gotten. Adam should have punched the daylights out of him when he was holding his pec. And I know Lenny was feeling bad for him. Lenny's got a good heart. I love Lenny. But dude, let's replay all the stuff that Jay has said about people. He deserves way more than to get the daylights knocked out of him. And people would have been peeling me off his fucking body. Look at all the shit that Jay has done on camera. Let's see all the fucking lives he's destroyed. And tell me that's not immoral. What Jay needs is to get the living daylights knocked out of his ass. And then when he's knocked out, give him a few more blows or a knee to the fucking forehead. That's what he needs. And maybe he'll wake up and stop this shit.